I just woke up. It's 1:42 a.m. and I need to find something to do until it is a normal time to be awake, because I'm not going to be able to sleep anymore. I think I'm going to walk to the 24-hour 7-Eleven and grab a bite to eat, and then we'll find our way from there. Found some clothes. Those are just like the random clean clothes that I had left, but I'm already looking like your local sad boy. And I'm actually going to steal some socks from my mom, because I need to do laundry, and she's in Ireland currently, and she has fun looking socks and comfortable socks, so I'm gonna steal some. I got some socks, pretty fancy, and now we just need to go get food. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah. I'm now walking to 7-Eleven. It is 2:36 a.m. Just kind of fucked around. Oh, there's a cat. A kitty cat. I think I might get a pizza. Actually, no. Maybe. We'll see. Sandwich and some soda. I think I'm gonna go home, play a few games of Overwatch, and then I'm probably gonna edit the Isekast, because I've been procrastinating that. And once that's done, I don't even know. Yeah, I'll check in later. It is now 4:42 a.m. I've been trying to get some editing done for the Isekast and or the Isa play. I couldn't find the Isekast WAV file for about an hour. I found it now, but I couldn't find it, so I didn't end up editing that. I just ended up trying to create an animated intro for the Isa play, and that's going kind of well. But I've wasted a lot of time looking around for that, and I ended up playing more than 2 games of Overwatch because, you know, it's Overwatch. Kinda got sucked in. Yeah, I'm just giving myself a little break right now, just standing outside, trying to get some fresh air before I go back into a dive, because as soon as I get back to it, I'm probably gonna either finish the animation in one sitting or work on that later and then just edit the whole Isa play thing. Sync the audio, chop it up into several different episodes, and then once I have the animation done, I'm gonna create that into a little MP4, and then I'm just gonna smack that on the beginning of every single episode. And then after I do that, just add a fade in, fade out on the audio, and then schedule the uploads, make it an automatic upload, 1 episode a week, 2 a week, something like that, to give us some like consistent content, because we're pretty far behind on the Isekast because of the Pathfinder podcast. It actually feels really good to be this busy with this kind of stuff, though. I'm actually really, really, really enjoying it somehow, even though I hate doing things. But yeah, I'll check in a little bit later, probably when the sun is completely up, as it is coming up right now. Ironically, 7:11 a.m. I've been drawing and listening to music for I don't even know how long now. Since that last clip, I haven't really moved. It's been going pretty well, though. Yeah. I think I'm probably gonna either go to the skate park soon or take a walk, do something that's not drawing. Here's what I've been drawing for the Isekast and the Isa play. That's Duncan right there. It's a little bit faded right now because the opacity on the layer is down, but I don't really want to change that right now, because it would just mess up a few things. And then there's me. There's a better picture of Duncan. That's autistic Jesus right there. So yeah, the plan is generally to have Duncan there, me there, and then Logan is going to be right here in the middle. And then I'm going to see if I can fit his laptop onto some sort of table where I can make Duncan's shoes leaning on the table. And then if the table is there, it'll cover up this little area where I don't really have any shoes or ankles or anything because it wasn't in the original picture I was copying the drawing from. So I just have this little empty space here. And I could draw shoes in there and I'm sure it would look okay. Like, I'm confident enough to do that. It's just, I really don't want to mess it up. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Audacity is the slowest program when your recording is 3.5 hours long. And if I can't get this mild editing done on it, that would normally take like 3 minutes, done within the next 10 minutes, I'm going to go crazy. As soon as it's done, I have most of the basic editing done, but each time I even zoom in or zoom out, like one little click on the scroll wheel, it completely freezes for like 5 minutes. Nothing else is running on my computer except for Discord. Like, it's also a WAV file though, so it's not as like uncompressed as or it's not as compressed as like an MP3. So like, it kind of makes sense, but it's really annoying. What I should have done is just like rendered it as an MP4 and then like reopened it with Audacity as an MP4 and then yada yada, but I didn't, so now I'm suffering for it. Either way, the editing's going well despite my complaining. Soon it should be all good to go to put right into HitFilm. Yeah, we use HitFilm. It's that cheap of a production. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. We should be good because I'm cutting the audio right to our sync test, and then I can, therefore, when I just plop in the sound into HitFilm, I know that the very beginning is the sync test, so as soon as that starts, I just match the waveforms with the sync test in game on screen, then I just cut everything before that, including the sync test, and then it's all synced up, and we just have a nice little let's play, and then I chop the end off. One of the issues is going to be chopping up this 3.5 hour gameplay session into several different episodes, because we don't even have a plan for how many episodes this is, or like we didn't like have a timer for 20 minutes and then like stopped ourselves every 20 minutes to try to start a new episode like we should have. We just kind of played the game for 3.5 hours and talked. So this is going to be interesting, and I don't know where I'm going to be cutting this, and long story short, I'm not getting paid anywhere near enough to be doing this much work for this shitty of a podcast, but here I am. And I'm still doing it for whatever reason. Yeah, thank me later or berate me later.
Fuck the Isekast, dude.
Well, I did it. I started actually editing the Iseplay, and episode 1 is done. It is exporting currently. I finally figured out how to export custom like areas of the entire timeline, so I can just use the same timeline, export a bit, delete it, then I'd have a whole new thing to work with. It's still synced up, and I won't have to keep reopening and then resyncing and yada yada. So that's nice. And since I'm going to be exporting things that are a lot shorter than the normal podcast, they are obviously going to take less time to export, so that's pretty nice. It's still going to take a while though, because I've got like image overlays and transitions, and there's two audio tracks, for the game and our commentary, and it's 1080p, so, or it might even be 60 FPS. So I mean, with that being the case, that's gonna be a little bit rough, I won't lie. First episode's only 11 minutes though. That's cool. I haven't gone through the entire thing and chosen where each episode is going to begin and end. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is just listen to it up until there's a good stopping point as of the screen and our conversation, which is kind of what I did right here. And then once I find that point, I just use the splice tool on everything, then select that point all the way to the beginning, export just that, and I'm going to delete it. So then I have a perfect starting point, fade in, and all of that. And then I'm going to just do that again until the entire 3.5 hour clip is gone and into episodes, and then I can forget about it until I have the intro made. And then I get to bring each one of those clips individually back into HitFilm, and then snap on the intro bit, and then re-export it with that. In reality, what I should have done is made that intro first, but I don't want to do that because that would. I want this to be done. Really, we've already recorded 2 like 3 hour sessions of Yakuza. We recorded like a 2.5 hour episode of the first Fable game, and I just want to get like. Well, it's not even a head start. We're just behind. I just want to get like started on actually getting like content produced, whether or not we're releasing it yet. I would like to have it ready, minus the intro. So that's what I've been doing to my life. It's now 12:42 a.m. Yeah. I'm edging on the 12 hours awake, which is pretty neat. I'm gonna go get some Subway. I got Subway. And on my walk to and back, I've decided that the intros, it's so simple. It would be so easy that I'm just gonna do it now. And then reopen the first episode, which is just now fully exported. Took about 20 minutes for like an 11-minute episode, which is actually not that bad for an exporting time. And I'm gonna reopen it and hit film after I do the intro a little bit, and then I'm just gonna add it there. And on a separate note, I may have complained a lot, and complain a lot in general, about the Isekast and doing work for it. But at the end of the day, like, I could be at a friend's house or going to the gym or going to the skate park doing all that gay Chad shit, but instead I'm making the choice to sit in my room like the borderline NEET I am and work on this garbage content, because 1, it's fun anyways, as much as I complain about it. 2, it's good practice, because we're trying to start other content, an actual podcast, a real, like, a pretty professional, like, Pathfinder actual play podcast, like, and I'm really interested in the production side of that, and so the more practice I get doing it, the more practice I get doing it, the better I'll get at it, and I'll learn, like, certain steps to avoid, certain steps to specifically take, depending on the circumstances. It's just good experience. So yeah, as much as I shit on it, it's worth it. So never take it to heart when I do that, I guess. I don't know what's happening. My computer just kind of started restarting. But the good news is I was going to restart it anyways, because in order to create the intro, I need to finish the drawing that I was doing, like, completely. But for that, I need my tablet. But the tablet has pressure sensitivity. That's why you draw with it, and that's why it looks good. But that wasn't going to work until I completely restarted my computer, because the Wacom drivers weren't working. So I needed to restart it anyways, but I'm still kind of worried about my computer. Today has made me realize 2 things mainly. I need a more powerful computer. 3 things. I need a more powerful computer. An SSD would be incredible. It would be so nice to have. And
a better editing program would be alright. However, HitFilm has only impressed me today. It's working amazingly. It's doing anything that I need it to. It's pretty intuitive. As soon as like the only complaint I have about it is the text, because you need to add a new layer, and it's just like an invisible layer, but it's like an overlapping layer on top of the video, and then you add the text in that layer, and then like just for that text, it's acting as a whole layer, and you have to use layer properties to affect it, and it's kind of annoying. You can't just have text. Other than that, though, it's been perfectly fine. It got a little bit slow because, 2 audio tracks, 1080p footage, 3.5 hours of all of those. That's more my computer's fault, not the program's fault, though. So yeah, it's been doing pretty well. I'm pretty proud of this little free program. But yeah, I guess that was just a little update. I'm starting to kind of want to kill myself, but I'm having a little bit of fun, so